I'm joined by first team manager Ian Deakin. Deeks, it's been a while since we spoke, but first of all, what was your thoughts on last season, reflecting on it now you've had a month or so to look back on it?
Yeah, I mean, a difficult season. Coming in probably 6 or 7 games in, inheriting a team. It takes time to build something, but I think overall I was pretty pleased with how it ended. I think we got to the point what we wanted to get to, showing a real good team spirit, collectiveness. And I think the fans could see that the players were giving 100% for the shirt out there. And, we wanted to try and build that because it's important in this league. It's tough when you're going up north quite a lot. You need that collectiveness, that team spirit. And I think in terms of performances, definitely towards the end, they've shown some real fighting character. And that's all, bodes well for kind of having a pre-season with the players now moving into next season. And, obviously disappointed we didn't get in the playoffs. Sid put some maybes, but some things were out of control. What we could do was try and win the games that we had remaining. And, I thought the players did excellently well to keep their focus and maintain their level of performance running in, when it's quite easy to down tools. And it probably shows the kind of mentality we've got in the team now.
So it's quite a common opinion that, especially at this level of football, there's a lot of changing with players and squads in the close season, and from one season to the next, it seems to be a brand new squad. But the bulk of the squad from last season has been retained, plus a few more faces. What are your thoughts on the squad in its current state, and is there anything you're looking to add to it, or are you quite happy now?
Yeah, obviously we've got a really good unit. I think all over the pitch we've got competition for places. I think obviously bringing the 2 new players in the back gives us a little bit more option to play a different formation potentially sometimes, but also add steel to our team. And I think that's the area that I looked at and probably didn't have much competition. The kind of back 4 or 5 players that usually play there knew that they were probably going to play. And that's important. Everybody needs competition. They need to be kept on their toes. And that was the reasoning behind that. We brought 2 really, really good players in defence. Obviously, like to add, we're in contract talks with Linden at the moment, trying to get that over the line. I think that completes us really. I think, we've got a good balance. We've got different types of players, kind of 2 teams within one. Especially when the winter comes with the pitches, you need to be able to graft and roll your sleeves up. And I think we've got kind of both an equal balance. We've got the flair players, we've got the technically good players, and sometimes it's horses for courses, but it's a squad game. You need a solid squad at this level of football. You're going to pick up injuries, you're going to pick up suspensions. And it's important we've got equally good players that are chomping at the bit ready to come in.
So you brought in Mitchell Robinson and Connor Brown, 2 defensive-minded players, but players who have either played with you in the past or played under you in the past. And then Connor with EFL experience as well. What can you expect from them players, and what would you expect them to bring into the team?
A good degree of experience. Sometimes we need, when you go away from home in front of big crowds and hostile environments, you need calm heads, and I think those 2 provide that. Obviously Mitchell is a commanding centre back. He can be used further forward in midfield, but his goal scoring record as a defensive player is very good, very similar to probably an Aidan Flint type of player. But he's a leader, and he's commanding in the box, in both boxes, which is something that I think we missed a little bit last year. And obviously Connor, kind of his resume speaks for itself. EFL experience, played most of his career in the Football League, and tenacious player, great character, gets forward, is quick, so it'd be exciting to watch, and that's real quality, especially with balls going into the box in terms of offensive play, but also can pick the right pass when under pressure, and like I said, that common influence that it will bring and experience will be invaluable to the team.
So not only have you added to an already existing strong squad, but you've also expanded the coaching team. Simon Dawes came in a goalkeeper coach. What can you tell us about him?
Yeah, Simon, fantastic character. Been around a bit, played in goal himself at a decent level, but I think that's something that we was missing. My knees aren't what they used to be, so ideally I'd like to have done it myself, but I couldn't get on the training pitch as much as I'd like to with the goalkeepers. And I know from experience that it's something that you need as a keeper. You need that specialised training, that unit, and it's something that we missed last year. But I think, like I said, not only the playing side, but also the coaching staff is kind of complete now, and he'll bring experience. He's been in, teams that have challenged for leagues in the past, and he's been in and around it. So, and he'll have another opinion because I don't always get it right. So it's good for me to have people around me that I can trust, that I can lean on. I'm still a young manager at 37, still learning. Don't always get it right. So having those people around me that you can rely on and trust and bounce off is important.
So we are just a couple of weeks away now from the players coming back in and getting to see if they've been keeping up with the training during the close season, but also to implement what you want them to do on a training pitch as well. What are your immediate expectations from the players when they come in, and what would you say your aim is for pre-season as a whole?
I think, we want to be a fit side. I think, this pre-season, my pre-seasons are always rigorous, they're tough. But, I'm expecting the players to come back in a decent shape, looked after themselves in the off-season. They all need a break, don't get me wrong, but, when we come back to work, it's ready to go, get the game face on, and it starts from then. So, they'll be tested mentally, physically, and, I want to see what they're made of in terms of their characters and how deep they can dig, and sometimes keep digging when you feel like you've hit a brick wall. And it's all about getting that base fitness in. Obviously, the schedule is designed for them to do that. The minutes will be shared in the early games in the pre-season because of doing the hard work in terms of the first kind of couple of weeks in there, getting that base fitness, and then it's kind of, honing the skills a little bit, sharpening up, working on some specific stuff. But you'll take the strikers, getting used to hitting the back of the net again after a bit of a break, and just getting that sharpness and readiness for when we kick off. So it's important that they come with the right mindset. I'll be looking from the off, and I'll know straight away who's been looking after themselves and who hasn't.
So straying away from the playing side a little bit, there's quite a lot of stuff that's happening down at the club this summer. We've got the festival just this weekend. England are in the Euros, another game tonight. How good is it to see that there's still things still happening down at the club and the community is still getting behind the club, even when there's not football being played on the pitch per se? Yeah,
it's fantastic. This town gets behind its team, and to see the work that's gone on at the ground, and the chairman's down here, building stuff, and I think that's the in essence what this football club's about: collectiveness. Not just on the pitch with the players, but connection with the fans and the town. And the festival is going to be a fantastic spectacle for everybody this weekend, and it brings everybody together, rearing to go for when the season starts. But I know only too well, working in football, that you don't have, myself, we don't have that time off in season. You're always working, you're always trying to improve, and that's the same off the field with the guys here. I come down sometimes and spend a bit of time with the chairman, and his plans for this place are great, but it has to be structured, and it takes time, and like anything worth waiting for, it does take time and hard work. So everybody, Frosty, yourselves, everybody's down here putting their effort in and trying to make this club great, and it deserves that for the backing it gets from his supporters.